Hi everyone, welcome back to the sunny side where we have weekly love horoscopes that I write for the Echo newspapers and good old Supernatural, Kamloops, BC. We have guided meditations and hypnosis stuff, of course, to help mend broken hearts and find true love. And we have fun astrology videos just like this one. And today I'm going to tell you guys, or I'm going to rank, who are the most passive-aggressive signs of the Zodiac. Hi everyone, I'm Sonny. I hope everyone's having an absolutely fantastic day. This is a long one. I went blah blah blah, I wrote a lot, so if you want to skip ahead, feel free to skip ahead and I'll see you later in the video. Anyways, first things first, what's passive-aggressive? That's a good question, Sonny. Thanks, man. I think, astrologically speaking anyways, that passive-aggressive is a communication style or technique, or personality trait or characteristic that kind of puts people down and focuses on the bad of a situation simply to get their way, right? And this method of fighting or trying to get your point across can be expressed both verbally and non-verbally. So it can be just as in your face as it can be behind the scenes. And actually, even though it's called passive aggressive, it can be very aggressive, or rather intense. And the signs on today's list do it the best. Next, as always, the top two signs are fairly universal. They're pretty easy. But the rest of the list can be quite subjective. So please leave your own list in the comments section below, and I'll read out the best ones on the weekly love horoscopes that come out every Thursday right here on the channel. Alright, here we go. Number 6. Scorpio. Yeah, totally. Okay. Yeah. Scorpio is a behind the scenes and introverted and quiet kind of signs. And when they're happy, if that's possible, okay, let's say if they're contented, if they're content, then they can usually be found in some kind of secluded nook or cranny. Just kind of doing their own thing and not really bugging anyone. And truthfully, Scorpio may be ruled by aggressive Mars, but they rarely attack unless provoked. But here's the warning once again. Scorpio, of all things, right? They can be provoked by boredom. Yeah, and predictability. Even though you occasionally want to leave them alone so they can recharge your emotional batteries, you should probably check on them every once in a while to make sure everything is cool and they're not getting themselves into trouble. Anyway, Scorpio's a dynamic sign, which has a legendary good side represented by the phoenix and a positively infamous bad side represented by the gray lizard. And my friends, I'm telling you guys, the gray lizard side of Scorpio is downright bad and should be avoided at all costs. Anyways, on top of that little warning, you should all know by now that Scorpio has one of the worst and biting tongues in the Zodiac. They will absolutely rip you apart, with spiteful yet true comments that you didn't even know that they knew about, things you didn't know they knew about you. And it hurts, and it will leave a mark. And again, you should think twice before playing with these guys, good or bad. Anyways, passive-aggressive isn't really getting into a fight of words, that would be aggressive-aggressive, and Gemini would win that fight hands down. Alright, fair enough. Passive-aggressive is the gray lizard, that part of Scorpio. They're a little too afraid to come out and fight you in the open, so they attack with little comments, and they shuffle along behind the scenes. Do they sabotage? Well, that's a good question. Yes, Scorpio will definitely destroy everything, including themselves, just to get back at you. And it's not really a say bad things using nice words kind of expression either. That, those guys are coming later. It's more of a let's go along for the ride energy, and when things fall apart, they'll give you that look, that kind of, I told you so kind of look. And I think that's the kind of action for the entire list, really. Except that some signs, some of the signs are more expressive about their boundaries and concerns along the journey, and they want to be heard, but they don't really want to upset the team. Scorpio doesn't want to upset the team either, But if things are going sideways and they're upset, instead of speaking up and stepping in to put a halt to the ensuing chaos, they just might sit there and watch you smash up the car even if they're riding shotgun. You know? Number 6, because they don't just go down with the ship. They might have caused it to sink in the first place. And that's Scorpio. All right, next. Number 5 is one of our quietest signs. And their default behavior is peace, not rage. And they try and maintain that peace with everything they do. And that includes arguing. And that's Taurus. Yep, easily. Okay, first, yes, Taurus is loving, and they are sexy, and they're peaceful, and playful, and stable, and definitely numero uno sensual. Yes, they're good with money, and they like the best creature comforts. And most importantly for today anyways, Taurus is strong, but they don't want to rock the boat. Taurus is fixed to earth. And although they're not exactly wanting to maintain the status quo kind of guys, especially if things aren't working, Taurus isn't stupid. And they're not self-destructive. But there comes a time when everyone has to put their little hoof down. And this is where passive-aggressive, the whole passive-aggressive things come into play. Again, Taurus wants peace, and they get dumped on a lot. But they're not pushovers, and they will stick up for themselves. So it's actually quite difficult to bait Taurus into an out-and-out war. But there will come a time when Taurus will eventually push back. And before they hit the freak button, which is definitely coming and you really don't want to see, Taurus is going to decompress themselves with a little passive-aggressive protest. So, if you're used to your Taurus constantly doing something for you, and then they stop, you should take notice, because it has begun. Yeah, for real. Taurus is our zodiac's master of the quiet revolution. Things will be moving along smoothly, then suddenly and out of the blue, obviously it's not completely out of the blue. You clearly did something to upset your Taurus, right? And they've held it in until the dishes won't be done, the laundry won't be folded, the bed won't be made, and the garbage will pile up. Alright, okay, seriously, Taurus is kind of messy to begin with, so maybe those aren't the best examples in the world. But a passive-aggressive Taurus will begin to stretch things. This means they'll show up later and later. They'll be slower, and they'll take their time enjoying their own moments more instead of doting on you. But here's a neat little aside. When Taurus is upset, got it? That's when they do not eat. Alright? A happy bull is a mother's dream. They're quiet and they'll play peacefully without supervision. But get them upset? Woo! They'll brood, they'll fuss. And Taurus will definitely eventually start breaking stuff. It's cute. Oh man, it's cute. Anyways, Taurus is possessive, right? They're nurturing and protective. And they consider relationships as things they own, okay? Or rather possess. So if they stop taking care of things, or they stop being sensual and loving, then they're communicating displeasure. And you should take notice, okay? Your little bull is not happy, and she's letting you know. Number 5, because she wants to live in a world of peace and beauty, and you screwed it up. But she also has too much class to stoop to your level, so she does her best to express her displeasure without leaving scars on the beautiful world around her, and that's number 5, Taurus. Okay, next up is our most elusive and least confrontational sign. They're not exactly peace energy, and it's not like they avoid conflicts. But at the same time, they'd much rather hang out in the romantic dream than engage, in your real world stupidness. And that's number 4, Pisces. Now, as I'm making this list, it does appear that it's the quiet ones, guys, and the ones who get dumped on who are the most passive-aggressive. And I mean, when the world's filled with haters trying to suck you into a stupid fight, but all you want is love, I guess it boils down to boundaries and how you choose to defend them. Anyways, back to Pisces. Let's look at it like this. Pisces is ruled by happy and expansive Jupiter and by dreamy and elusive Neptune. Pisces is also obviously an emotional water sign. So when thinking Pisces, you should be looking at it like this. Happy, jovial, optimistic, spiritual, psychic, emotional experiences. Pisces is one of our most romantic signs, and like the fish, they're constantly immersed in the ethereal divine energy, and they like it there. If you try and pull them out of it, they'll just drug everything up and completely lay some fug on your mental buzzkill. So be careful. There's nothing wrong with wearing rose-colored glasses, you know, if you can still tell what you're looking at. And definitely Pisces can tell. What else? Pisces is constantly flowing in this energy that surrounds and protects all of us. They not only respect and nurture it, but they are also a part of it. So, even when they have to express displeasure, they're not going to destroy the beauty around them, just to let your ugly ass know that you crossed the line. So, just like Taurus, who prefers the path of sensual beauty, Pisces prefers romantic dreams, and an out-and-out ugly confrontation is just a flat-out difficult action to paint on that scene. So number 4, Pisces. Alright, number 3 is an earth sign, alright? What do you guys think? Who's left? Capricorn? Alright, I thought about it. But they are a strong sign and they're ruled by Saturn. So they may be quiet and reserved, but they'll still tell you no to your face. So sorry guys, no Capricorn today. No, the most passive-aggressive earth sign and number 3 on our list today is Virgo. Okay, I know what you're thinking. I'm just trying to be nice to Virgo and sneak him on a list, right? Yes and no. Let's say Virgo notices all of the details and they have a clear and tangible idea of how things should be. And they have no problem telling you when things are out of place. And, well, to put it bluntly, Virgos have a reputation of being complainers. So, Sonny, how can a sign that's constantly complaining be considered passive-aggressive? That's a good question, man. Virgo is smart, fast, and sporty. You know, I think so anyways. They worry and they care, and even though they're known as seeing all of the details, you know, blah blah and etc., Virgo's actually studying the pieces and finding a way to put them all together, and I think it's kind of hot. Okay, so, well, like every sign on this list, Virgo respects the way, and for some reason they think there's only one way, right? But Virgos know they're good. No, they don't brag about it, but they do like the respect and accolades that accompany a job well done. Anyways, Virgo believes in how things should be, straight up. And they're not going to damage that picture just because you don't respect it. We can also default to the Virgin symbol for this one as well. Virgos are trying to be beautiful, but they're constantly being dumped on for expressing their views. And in fairness, you can only fight back for so long before you lower the rage and up the brains. And we should all know by now, if you have to up the brains, Virgo's gonna win. So, I know it sounds strange, but our biggest complainer is actually looking for a beautiful world, and fighting just is not a part of it. So number 3, Virgo. Alright, time for some quick honorable mentions, before we finish the list. How about Aries? Alright? I'm an Aries, I'm the best at everything. So, like, seriously, you guys smoking glue today? Aries is aggressive, not passive-aggressive. How about Sagittarius, Like, can you imagine? Seriously? Sagittarius, again, is aggressive, not passive-aggressive. Like, a passive-aggressive Sagittarius would definitely be confusing. And man, that would really hurt, Throwing all those comments, like everything Sagittarius will just bite right in. It's really funny. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. What about Leo? Hey, what about Leo? They can be passive, but I think they usually speak up as well. And I think the same goes for Aquarius. For these guys, Leo and Aquarius, it's a choice of fighting style, depending on the situation. So no. The guys on the list today are kind of protecting something they believe in. You just don't have to be afraid to be passive, just like you don't have to be angry to be aggressive, Just saying. Anyways, back to the list. Here we go. Number 2 on the most passive-aggressive list is dark, destructive, super beautiful. They'll tug at your heartstrings with a simple glance, and when they stand next to you and hold your hand, you fall in love. And It's that simple. All right, on the downside, they can be selfish, violent, grouchy, and personally, I think, even though this is the passive-aggressive list, you have a better chance, my friend, going toe-to-toe with a toaster in a bathtub than waking up alive beside one of these guys. When they're upset, of course, anyways. And that's Cancer. All right, everybody calm down. Let's check some facts here. Fact check. Will Cancer actually kill you in your sleep if they're upset? Tell them the truth, Sonny. Maybe. Definitely, maybe. Okay, anyways, there's no debate here on this list. Not for Cancer. Everyone knows Cancer's default mood is to sulk. It's not necessarily a bad thing either. Cancer is actually exceptionally expressive. No, they don't always use words, but their heart and all of their emotions are always out in full view, whether they're trying to hide it or not. You know, it's all cool, except when you snap at one. And that is game over for everybody. If you upset your Cancer, they're going to mood out. And if it's not part of their natural freak cycle, Cancer has a natural freak cycle, FYI. But if it's not part of their natural cycle, then you just upset an apple cart of pain. You know, all of those little things Cancer does for you, the hearts in your lunch bag, the text message when you need it the most, dry socks, all the little things she does that you never noticed. Well, your blunt ass is about to take notice. And you're not going to like it. And there's nothing you'll be able to do about it. And worst of all, if she develops a taste for it, your game is over and so is hers. You know, it's sad, you know, but I've seen my fair share of Cancers gone bad. They're a water sign. Being dark is in their nature. If they get a taste of bad behavior leading to positive rewards, Cancer ain't coming back. And you, playa, should definitely sleep with one eye open. Number 2, Cancer. Okay, that brings us to our number 1, numero uno, most passive, aggressive sign of the zodiac. Alright, well first off, I already know that most people, including astrologers, consider these guys indecisive. But I've been trying to tell you, they're not indecisive. They're an aggressive cardinal sign, and they are information gatherers. They exist in the free-flowing energy of thought and ideas. It's not exactly an ethereal romantic dream world, although they are very romantic. So it's not like they're staring off into space or dreaming or anything, nor are they ever going to be mesmerized to the point of trance by objects or concepts. You know, they're very smart. And actually, when you think about it, they're actually a lot smarter than they let on. But you know, well, their attention likes to focus on the new and unusual, and they like shiny and sparkly gadgets and stuff. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. Number 1 on today's list is aggressive, but more than any other sign, they often have a pleasant way of disagreeing, and that's Libra. Okay, let's focus for a moment. Libra is ruled by Venus, so when things go sideways, they'll be looking for a harmonious resolution. Mars types want to fight it out, Venus types want a peaceful resolution. So for the most part, Libra isn't going to yell and scream. But as a small note here, if your Libra is yelling and screaming, then you really messed up. Okay, just saying. I'm not going to pretend that I never heard it either. Okay. Anyways, Libra isn't going to fight. They're just going to leave, you know, and good luck getting her back. Libra is constantly surrounded by players and fans, so she always has more options than you could possibly imagine. So if you take yourself off the list, you know, usually by being too garish or crude, then player, your game is done and it's time for you to move on. But I think I'm still sidetracked here. All right, Libra is like the guardian of love. Okay, what am I saying? Okay, Libra is the guardian of love, light, and beauty. Ugly, garish, false stupidness will all be rejected. She is that beautiful. And all she wants is for you to be beautiful as well. This means she'll do everything in her power to resonate naturally. You know, what's wrong with that? She'll do everything in her power. And remember, it resonates naturally from Libra. Anyway, she'll do everything to maintain the peace even if she disagrees. Now, another warning. I can't believe I have so many warnings for signs today. Scorpio needs warnings. Libra needs warnings. You know? Anyways, this doesn't mean Libra's a pushover. And it certainly doesn't mean she's going to agree with you with everything you say or do. But then again, she is so smart in a way that most of us just cannot understand, that even when she does disagree or offer an alternative suggestion, you'll probably either think it was your own idea, Libras are very good at this, or you'll see the light within an alternate course of action, which is, you know, that's amazing. Libra's amazing. All right, next. Libra is a master manipulator, straight up, okay? But she's not in-your-face aggressive. Libra is passive-aggressive. So yes, she will 100%, undoubtedly, without any question, go behind your back and mess things up. She will 100% make out with your best friend just to get back at you, you know? She will, if you cross the line, she will definitely use put-downs and little comments to disrupt your confidence. And she will definitely break things. And generally, she'll stop doing the nice things that she always does. But having just said that, it's actually usually the other way around. Libras aren't usually doing nice things for others. You know, they tend to be a little bit selfish, and they like others doing things for them. Anyways, all of it, both sides, will definitely stop. And depending on how severe the argument was, she might not just make out make out with your best friend. She might do it in front of you just to make a point. Oh man, forget it. Libras have anyways, okay. Back to passive-aggressive here. Passive is just how Libra communicates. Love it or not, they do use moody expressions. You know, like the water signs, Libras use moody expressions. They'll physically sabotage, like the earth signs. And they will get in your way, like the fire signs. And they will definitely confuse your brains, like the air signs. Libra is not a pushover. And no matter how many times I say it, they're not flighty either. You know, they are seasoned warriors with a spirit of beauty and flowing energy. And I'll say it again, Libra lives in the cerebral flowing energy of the universe. Libra is chi. Beautiful life force energy. And they just want what's fair. They want fairness. So, no, they're not going to fight fire with fire. They're going to fight it with air, and they do it by being passive-aggressive. And this means removing the fuel from the fire. Libras master at this, removing the fuel from the fire. And it's just a more beautiful way, and I, for one, have grown to appreciate it. You don't have to hurt everyone's feelings just because you disagree. Just like you don't have to destroy everything because someone's crossed the line. Libra is flat out beautiful, and this includes when they're mad at me. Our undisputed #1 most passive-aggressive sign of the Zodiac, Libra. Straight up. And that's the action, guys. That's the list. Thanks for watching the video. It's a little wordy today. And if you have your own list, please leave it in the comments section below. And of course, I'll do my best to read out the best ones in the weekly love horoscope video that come out every Thursday right here on this channel. And make sure to subscribe if you want to see those. And maybe give the video a thumbs up. Share with your friends on Facebook. And that's the action, guys. Every little bit helps the channel, and I totally super appreciate it. From the sunny side, once again, take everything with a grain of salt. These lists are supposed to be fun. We're more than just our sun signs, of course. Anyways, you guys should all, most of you, should be adult enough to clue in onto that one. Anyways, from thesunnyside.net, I'm Sonny, wishing everyone the absolute best of a beautiful week, and I'll see you soon.